Hi everyone, Antonio here. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you felt stressed, worried, probably anxious about something that you tried to make yourself feeling better with food? Now, you probably remember a particularly challenging day, for example, at work or with your family, a day where you were very tired, in a low mood, probably upset about something, that on the way home you stopped by your favorite takeaway and you filled your car with all possible junk food. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, if you often use food to make yourself feeling better for whatever reason, welcome to the world of emotional eaters. Emotional eating for me is the main roadblock for people that are trying to lose weight and for all people that are trying to change their relationship with the food. It's also the main reason why diets don't work in long term, as I said in the previous video. But in this new episode of the ThinkLean Mind and Body Transformation Journey, I'm going to share with you first the difference between real physical hunger and emotional hunger. Also, I will help you to be aware of your emotional eating patterns, and I will give you a few strategies that you can apply in your life to finally be in control over your emotions around food. The first things I want you to be aware of are the differences between real physical hunger and emotional hunger. And this is a very important point to understand because the differences between the two are not always completely obvious. In very simplistic way, real physical hunger is our physiological need for food in order to survive, to live. Imagine like the yellow light in your car telling you to refuel. It's the same thing. Physical hunger is telling you that it's the moment to use food to regain your energy, to keep going. Now, emotional hunger is pretty much the same kind of signal sent to the brain, but the reasons behind it are completely different. Emotional hunger is not because you need food in order to regain your energy or to refuel your body, but because you need food in order to cope with some kind of emotional distress or pain. Now, it's important to know the differences because based on what you are experiencing, you will be able to take the right action and to overcome your emotional eating patterns. Now, let's explore in more details what are the differences between emotional hunger and real physical hunger. Now, emotional hunger is basically a very quick process. It's urgent, it's quick, and it seems like out of control. Now, if you learn how to be aware of your thinking pattern just before this urge coming out, you will notice that you probably dealing with some kind of distress, pain, some negative emotion that you learned to suppress with the food. In the opposite way, real physical hunger is a very slow process. It builds up during a longer period of time and you didn't feel this urge out of control around food. And also you will probably feel just a little tired, some noise in your stomach, or feel a bit nervous, but there is no urge to reach for food. Another important difference between emotional hunger and real physical hunger is that emotional hunger craves for junk food. It seems like only pizza, chocolate, sugary food and donuts make the job done, when actually it's not true. But this particular food activated some kind of brain chemistry in your brain that it makes you temporarily feel better. In the opposite way, real physical hunger, any food will do the job. Sometimes even eating super healthy food will make you happy and satisfied. And there's a funny things I can teach you that I learned from my personal trainer a long time ago. When I ask her, listen, do you know how I can be aware of what kind of hunger I'm experiencing? And she simply say, okay, when you start to feel a bit uncomfortable that you want to eat something and you are not sure, ask yourself, would I like to eat a bag of carrots? Now, carrots is not this fancy food for pretty much most of people. So you can imagine that if your answer is yes to this question, probably 99% of the time you are not experiencing emotional hunger. So try with yourself. Another difference between emotional hunger and physical hunger is that emotional hunger cannot be satisfied with the food. Even if your stomach is full, you keep eating, keep eating, keep eating, most of the time out of your awareness and out of control. Then this is the big problem for people that gaining weight very quick and very in a healthy way. Real physical hunger, when your stomach is full, you simply stop. Your brain is sending a message to your organs to stop because you don't need food anymore. The final main difference between emotional hunger and physical hunger, and for me this is the cause of our problems with weight and the reason why there are so many eating disorders, is that emotional hunger leads to negative feelings most of the time. After you had an emotional hunger attack and you start to eat all this junk food, after you can feel guilty, upset and disappointed with your behavior and with yourself, which is very ironic because you started in the first place to use food to make yourself better, and as a final result you feel even worse than when you started. And this is the reason why people, emotional eaters, cannot control these behaviors, and they keep eating and having a huge impact on the physical aspect, gaining weight, but most of the time on the psychological relationship with the food. And this is all the key point of this video series. In the opposite way, real physical hunger, you don't feel guilty after you had your normal portion of food or your meal of the day. You keep going, you change, you distract yourself, and you keep going and you're doing something else. So you don't have these constant thinking around the food and these negative feelings around what you've just done and the way you basically treat yourself. Now that you know the differences between emotional hunger and physical hunger and the definition of both of them, I want you to start a brainstorming process. I want you to be more aware of your emotional eating patterns. I don't want you to judge them, I just want you to be more aware of what's happening inside you when you know you are having some kind of overeating behaviors, binge eating, and you know you are reaching food not because your physiological need, but because your emotional need. Now, the first things I want you to do is to brainstorm the when. So when exactly is that you are overeating or reaching for certain kind of food? When can be when you're stressed, when you are at work, when you are in front of TV, when you are with a certain kind of people. So think about your usual approach to food and write it down. Everything must be written down. So buy a notebook or have a file on your computer, spend some time to understand when exactly is that I'm reaching for particular food. The second thing I want you to be aware of and to brainstorm are what kind of food you are reaching for. And this is a very important thing, because if you used to consume same amount and same kind of food, is basically because you think you link the particular food to some sort of pleasure. So if it's pasta, if it's pizza, you can say I'm Italian, or Oreos, or chocolate ice cream, or sugary snack, whatever it is, write it down. You write when this is happening and exactly what kind of food are you reaching for. The last things I want you to start to be aware, and this is the key, is what are the triggers that push you to eat the particular food. Could be an outside world trigger, it could be a situation, it could be an environment, but I want looking for more for feelings, for a trigger of fear, boredom. For me, for example, when I'm bored, I don't know what to do, I usually reach certain sugary food, for example. Or when you are too stressed or you lack of company, you feel lonely. So start from when this is happening, when exactly you reach for particular food, what kind of food you reaching, and what are the emotional feelings that you are experiencing when you engage in that particular emotional eating habit. Now, again, this is not to judge yourself, but awareness of what you do will give you the possibility to change. If you don't know, you won't be able to change. So have a brainstorming of what exactly is happening will give you, as a result, a vision, a complete vision of what is your relationship with the food. And what I'm telling you to do after will help you to start slowly and day by day take different action when you feel in that particular situation. Action that are empowering you, not creating more burden in terms of emotional reaction and harm on your physical health. Now, as we said at the beginning, emotional hunger is a very quick process. It builds up like an urge to eat and reach for certain food that we already explained before. Now, this can create a negative feelings in people experiencing emotional hunger, me for many years, of being powerless against cravings. But this is very far from truth. You can learn with the practice, with the awareness, and as doing the activity that I gave you before to create awareness of who you are in relationship to food, you can have a huge step forward. You can completely change your relationship with yourself, with food. Now, 4 things I want you to do when you experience this kind of urge with these cravings and this desire of reaching for the food that you think will give you comfort. 4 things that you need to practice day by day, but will create a huge awareness of who you are and what you can do differently when you have this kind of experience. The first things I want you to stop and wait. Anytime you feel that these urges coming out and you are there and you need comfort, you need to reach the particular food that you think makes you happy, stop and wait, because cravings are not forever. Actually, they have a very short lifetime. So if you wait, take a deep breath and just wait that they leave your body and your mind, it will happen. Use this period of time, which is very short, to think about your emotional situation. I want you to stop and wait, and at the same time you start to be aware of what is your emotional patterns, what are your emotional thoughts, and what your emotional sensation in your body. Not in a judgmental way. I want you to be aware of everything is happening in your head. Weight loss starts in the mind. Relationship with the food starts in the mind. So if you are aware, you are able to approach your relationship with yourself, with the food, in a different way. Stop, wait, and start to be aware of your physical and mental emotions. The second thing I want you to do when you feel this emotional hunger coming out, I want you to embrace the feelings. Whatever feelings you are experiencing and now you are aware of, because I ask you to do a self-discovery, I want you to embrace it. Don't fight it. Anything you fight against, it will be more present in your life. So don't try to say, I don't want to give up, I don't want to think like that, I don't want to feel like that, so I need to find a solution, what is wrong with me. I want you to stop and accept. Whatever you're feeling in the present moment, it is what it is, good or bad. I want you to accept it. Do not fight. Do not fight anything anymore in your life, because more you're fighting, more is coming back to you. More you will experience more. If you are depressed and you say, I don't want to be depressed, I don't want to feel like that, I don't want to feel afraid, more you feel afraid, more you feel depressed. Acknowledge your emotions and stop fighting them. Just embrace for the way they are, and they will slowly subside. The third things I want you to do in the same moment is to start to think, instead of what you don't want, your bad feelings, I want you to think about all the important reasons why you won't change your relationship with the food. You won't change your body aspect, you won't lose weight. Or how proud will you be about yourself if you don't give up on your cravings in this moment? How you will feel in 10 minutes time when you are not going to reach the particular food? How good this will feel like, will sound like. So I want you to focus on your desire, not what you are trying to avoid, but what you are going to reach. So elicit all the positive reasons why you are where you are and you want to reach what you want to reach. This will create energy and motivation to don't give up on your cravings. Is your reason of losing weight or change your relationship with the food or feel better, feel healthy, become fit are stronger enough, there are enough emotional reason why you want to do it, you will be able to stop your cravings. You will focus your attention to your positives, not towards your negatives. That will make even more negative the situation, the feelings that you are experiencing. The last things I want you to do, I want you physically change your physiology. So the position where you are, if you're sitting down, stand up. If you are low, if you are in the house, go out, take a run or a walk. If you are by yourself, call a friend. I want you to do a positive action. I want you to move from the state of mind of being inside you and try to reflect and fix things, and want you to explore your outside world. Listen some music, watch a motivational video. If you have to eat something healthy. Remember, your choice, your decision is what will make the difference. Is craving and food is not going straight in your mouth without your control. You decide to eat, you decide to reach for certain food. So, just a quick recap. I want you to first stop and wait and understand your underlying emotion, what's happening. I want you to embrace your emotion, don't fight them because you don't need it. More you fight, more the negative emotion will stay with you. I want you to focus on the positives. Why do you want to reach what you want to reach? Think about your goal, your desire, what your achievement, how beautiful and proud of yourself you will be if you at that moment overcome the particular craving. And then I want you to do an action. I want actually move and do something that you usually don't do. And again, can be a walk, can be calling a friend, or can be eating healthy food, or watching a video, or listening to some music, or go for a run, or go to the gym. Do something that you don't used to do, that can empower yourself and not that can harm yourself. Step by step, with this level of awareness, you will start to be in control of your emotion and start to be in control of your emotion when you are around the food. So you will control food, not let food control you anytime and in any situation. Now, in conclusion, as you can see, again, if you have watched my previous videos, weight loss is not just eating less and exercise. There is a lot of things behind the scene that we need to be in control of in order to have the result that we want. And emotions are the basic of our life. Everything we do in life, every choice that we make is because we want to achieve some kind of positive emotion at the end. We want to feel good, we want to feel happy with ourselves. So I hope today I gave you enough information to start to be more aware of what's happening inside you when you have to deal with the food cravings, emotional eating, what are your patterns and what to do to change the approach that you have and the result that you're having, and start to see the weight loss result or just the relationship, improve the relationship with your food from a completely different angle. In the next few videos I will keep talking about emotions, how we produce them, how they have a huge impact in our life, in our choice and decision, because that will make the difference in what you will be able to achieve, not only weight loss but in every area of your life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share, comment and let me know your story, because based on your story and my story together I will be able to create more videos with the content that are tailored for you and will help you to really take the step forward in your weight loss journey, or in improving your life, your lifestyle, your relationship with yourself and with others. Until next time, I'll see you soon.